Want to begin by saying that we are seeing more of her in the media once again, and a lot of our viewers are happy for that, is Smriti Irani. She had another very aggressive press conference at the BJP headquarters a little after 6:30 this evening, where she picked holes into this Indie bloc alliance that's happening in Kashmir before the elections. And particularly her point is, and the BJP's point is, that what is the position of the India alliance on 370? I don't think there's any mystery there, Smriti Irani, because they want it revoked. I would begin by asking you, rather, that what was the need to have elections in Jammu and Kashmir? Why give these parties an opportunity? What is the need for that? That is my first question to you.
Say that?
Yes.
To say that Indians should be denied a right to a democratic way of life, Arnab, I don't think you believe in it, and neither do I. Democracy is the birthright of every Indian. To vote for their government is the birthright of every Indian, and that has been constitutionally provided for. I think the questions that need to be asked is a reflection of what I did today post the, outpouring of rage by the Home Minister of India, Amit Shah. And the questions are very pertinent, and I think these questions need to be answered. Because any Indian who reads what the National Conference stands for will be absolutely appalled that the National Conference talks about autonomy for Jammu and Kashmir. The fact that the National Conference speaks about the political decapitation of our country and the Congress party supports it, I think that is the clarification and the answers that one seeks from the Congress party.
No, but
so it's not only about the fact that the National Conference has been vehement about wanting the restoration of Article 370. But what happens when the Article 370 was in place? Children were married off. There was absolutely no law that helped protect children from child marriages. There was no law that helped protect the rights of the scheduled caste and the scheduled tribes. So if the National Conference wants to restore 370, what happens to the rights of Dalits, Gujars, Bakarwals, the Pahadi communities? Does the Congress party support this stand of the National Conference? Because when you come together in an alliance, that is not an alliance that affects only one geography of our country. That is an alliance that sends a larger message to the Indian populace. So in my press conference today, when I sought certain answers, they were not only for the people of Jammu and Kashmir, they were also for the citizens of our entire country.
Well, I can see that you're cornering the Congress party on that, but I'd come to you again. Why haven't you legitimized Farooq Abdullah? This entire Gupkar alliance, they were on the back foot. They were in custody. They were under home arrest. They were facing cases, and now they're out in the open. A couple of years back, you invited these same leaders who take a pro-Pakistan, anti-India line for discussions at the Prime Minister's residence on the way forward in Jammu and Kashmir. Did you really, Smriti Irani, expect these parties to ever change their line, to ever not advocate for a separate flag? Or were you being unrealistic?
No, I think it's realistic when you invite every political discourse to come to a table, so that those who ignite passions against the Indian Constitution and the Indian democracy do not find an excuse to say that all parties were not heard. It would have been extremely irresponsible that even if I don't like the antagonist and anti-India stand that a particular politician has in some part of our country, I will never deny that politician a right to speak, because the very foundation of our democracy is the freedom to express yourself. And even if I do not like that expression, it is incumbent upon me to ensure that I protect their right to speak. But this is not only restricted to speech. This is an entire exercise to gain political office.
Yeah, but these people
so that
are dangerous.
You can administer a particular part of your country.
See,
so when somebody wants to come together, when you want to come together between political organizations and say we want to administer a particular state, what do you stand for? If you say I want to administer a particular union territory, or I want to administrate a particular specific segment in a particular region, What do you as an individual, as an organization stand for? It is our right to seek that clarification, which is what happened today
you have a right
through
to.
Amit Shah's tweets.
You have a right to. I agree with the questions that the Honorable Home Minister has put, but that is not the point. The point is, you are letting
I
loose.
Also think,
you are letting loose.
You cannot deny.
You are letting loose into the political fabric very dangerous forces. And if tomorrow, God forbid, the national conference comes into power,
elected to parliament under the India Alliance flag.
But if Farooq Abdullah becomes a chief minister once again, and along with the Congress says that people close to terrorist stone pelters should be brought into government jobs, we need to encourage people of all types, we need to have a more forgiving attitude towards stone pelting, towards support and to proxy terrorism. We want to open the door to Pakistan. We want to have a different level of a LOC trade with Pakistan in the name of trade, make changes. I am not even talking about the renaming of Shankaracharya Hill. I am talking about things like trying to force trade, opening the border, allowing family members and people close to terrorists to join the government services, to change and undo every gain that we have had over the last 5 years. That is going to be horrendous. Horrendous. So, that's my concern.
There is a presumption. Arnab, there's a presumption in your outrage. There's a presumption in your outrage. There is, in fact, I should not even say it's an outrage. There's a presumption in your very honest rage about why let such elements loose. But the true test of democracy is that everybody needs to clarify their political positions to citizens at large, and it is then the right of the citizen to choose a government of their choice to bring into office. Now, that being said, today's press conference of mine, or for that matter, the Home Minister's position, is very clear that when the Congress party, which claims to be a national party, with a political ecosystem that it aspires to, I think in some way supplement or complement, let them come out and be specific about what they stand for or they do not stand for in their alliance with regards to the national conference. Do they stand for the restoration of Article 370, thereby denying Dalits, Gujars, Bakarwals and the Pahadi community their rights under the constitution? Do they stand for child marriage? Do they stand for a geography of the country where the Dowry Act will not be applicable? Do they stand for a geography where the POXO Act will not be applicable? Do they now stand for that a particular segment of our society will have a different flag from that of the Indian flag that we all literally worship and men and women have sacrificed their lives for? And now that, Arnab, I reflect on your age, you speak about not only stone pelting, not only those who are related to terrorists, who under the watch of the India Alliance so-called partnerships were finding place in government jobs. Who were they pelting stones at? They were pelting stones at the Indian security forces. So will the Congress party now stand with the terror forces and not the security forces of India? These questions need to be answered. These conversations are essential.
Okay, Smriti Irani, what alternative did the BJP provide? Why did you fail to build a political base? Today, these questions you're asking are relevant, but the fact is you're using these questions. Why don't you have a presence in Kashmir? Why have you failed to do that? You tried to have an alliance or understanding with Ghulam Nabi Azad, but on your own.
Gives a clarion call. Firstly, I think when the Prime Minister gives a clarion call for Tiranga, and you see the national flag being unfurled by many citizens celebrating Independence Day, when you see people congregate at Lal Chowk celebrating Independence Day, those same people cannot most definitely stand for a separate Vidhan, for a separate Nishan, for a separate Samvidhan. So do not equate the people of Kashmir to the India Alliance. They are not the India Alliance.
Okay. Well, Smriti Irani, she followed up today.
There have been enough reports done even by your channel. There have been enough reports done by even your channel where citizens of Jammu Kashmir have openly said that they were fed up of being bled by a few families, a few individuals who ensured that the treasury was looted and the people were denied their lives.
I know. My concern is
your channel
my concern is about
people came out and said that they are Kashmiris who said, and there are people from Jammu who said that the entire politics of the national conference was to create a divide between the valley and Jammu. So that is why the question posed today is legitimate. Does the Congress stand for a division between Jammu and the valley?
Anyway, I find this meeting of dynasts that has been happening quite worrisome. But leave alone for that. I'm just concerned that people who
Given
are
the
not
alliance,
working in...
that's a given, Arnab.
Well, I know it is, but it's very, very worrisome. I worry about...
The congregation of dynasts under the alliance, the congregation of corrupt under the alliance, that is a given. But I think that if the Congress party feels that its position with regards to Article 370 will be different in the valley and different in the rest of our country, they are grossly mistaken.
Smriti Irani, thank you so much. Smriti Irani is taking the points made by Amit Shah forward in a press conference and on the show this evening. Smriti Irani, thank you. And I have with me Abid Mir Magami, who is National Spokesperson of the Youth Congress, and Guru Prakash Paswan. Mr. Magami, you are representing a party that claims to be a national party. Why do you want a separate flag for Jammu and Kashmir? Everybody across India should know that you now want a separate flag for Jammu and Kashmir. Why? Congress will not get a single vote anywhere in the country if you follow this line. Why does Congress want a separate flag for Jammu and Kashmir?
Congress has never mentioned or prompted any separate flag for Jammu and Kashmir. Where you got from this?
Of course you do. Today you are having an alliance. You have an alliance with the National Conference, and the National Conference wants two flags for Jammu and Kashmir. Am I right, Guru Prakash Paswan? And therefore, you are also supporting two flags for Jammu and Kashmir. The flag of a separate Jammu and Kashmir and the national tricolour. Why are you following this anti-national approach?
Congress has its own manifesto.
No.
Alliance does not mean that we are going to change our manifesto.
No, but this is too fundamental an issue. Mr. Paswan? This is too fundamental an issue. Mr. Paswan?
No, Arnab, I think you have put it up very beautifully. It is the meeting of the dynasts. And let me categorically quote from the manifesto of National Conference. They have said it, and I quote, that reservation policy will be reviewed. What do you mean by that? Mr. Rahul Gandhi, in the rest of the country, you will move and you will just flex your muscles. SC, ST, OBC kahan hai? SC, ST, OBC kahan hai? Before 5th August 2019, where were SC, ST, OBC? I want to ask you tonight. You want to take Jammu and Kashmir back to the stage of that. एक देश में दो विधान दो निशान नहीं चलेंगे नहीं चलेंगे नहीं चलेंगे. At the same time, Arnab, look at their mindset. They are so archaic, they are so medieval in the mindset that they do not want justice for Jammu Kashmir ki mahila, for Jammu Kashmir ke Dalit, for Jammu Kashmir ke Adivasi.
Why do you want to remove, and viewers...
Article 370. Yeah. Arnab, last 10 seconds. Arnab, last 10 seconds. For the first time after August 5, 2019, a Gujar Bakarwal scheduled tribe from Jammu and Kashmir reaches the Rajya Sabha. These people, the meeting of the dynasts, they want to run Jammu and Kashmir from Gupkar Alliance. दो परिवार देश नहीं चलाएंगे, दो परिवार जम्मू कश्मीर नहीं चलाएंगे. जम्मू कश्मीर की आवाम, जम्मू कश्मीर की महिलाएं, जम्मू कश्मीर के दलित जम्मू कश्मीर को चलाएंगे और आप नहीं चलाएंगे.
Why does the Congress want to cancel Dalit reservations? Sir, very important point tonight. Viewers, why does the Congress want to cancel reservation for Dalits in Jammu and Kashmir and then go around the whole country saying Dalit reservation is our main issue? Why are you removing Dalit reservations in Jammu and Kashmir?
मुझे आप ये बताइए, आपने कांग्रेस का मैनिफेस्टो पढ़ा है?
हाँ जी.
Do you read it?
जी.
अरे नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस के मैनिफेस्टो में लिखा है रिजर्वेशन विल बी रिव्यूड, सर. What are you trying to indicate? This is the hypocrisy. ये दोहरे पराकाष्ठा है भैया, दोहरे मापदंडों की पराकाष्ठा। ऐसे नहीं होता है। आप गठबंधन करेंगे, आरक्षण हटाएंगे और फिर कहेंगे कि आरक्षण नहीं हटाते हैं। कौन होते हैं आप आरक्षण हटाने वाले?
देखिए,
संविधान का शासन इस देश में।
मुझे आप नहीं, एक ना मैं बीजेपी स्पोक पर्सन पूछना चाहता हूं। नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस
शोर करेंगे, यदि आरक्षण पे चोट करेंगे तो हम शोर करेंगे साहब। आरक्षण पे चोट होगा, संविधान पे चोट होगा तो हम शोर करेंगे।
बिल्कुल, आप करिए, आपकी हुकूमत है सेंटर में, आप तो कर सकते हैं। आप मुझे ये बताएं,
आप दलित रिजर्वेशंस को कैंसिल क्यों कर रहे हैं? आई विल रिमेन ऑन दैट पॉइंट। व्यूअर्स, प्लीज हियर मी. Today's a very important news point. Rahul Gandhi has agreed to the National Conference demand to review Dalit reservations in Jammu and Kashmir. Now, what does this prove? This proves that Rahul Gandhi is a complete hypocrite. He will go to Kashmir, agree to cancel Dalit reservations, then to cast politics in Bihar, remain quiet when there is an attempt to burn a school bus by a violent mob, and then say, my mouth is sealed, I don't need to be distracted by talking about the rape and murder of a medical professional in Kolkata. Hypocritical to such an extent. Now you tell me, are you for or against the National Conference proposal to review Dalit reservations? Are you for it or against it, Mr. Magam?
Not at all.
You're not at all for or not at all against?
Once again, I told you, alliance does not mean we are going to change our manifesto.
No, but you have an alliance with them. This is the most important issue.
Break the alliance. Break the alliance. If you are for Dalit reservation, break the alliance right away, right now.
चलो मुझे ये बताइए, बीजेपी ने अभी तक मैनिफेस्टो क्यों नहीं लाया जम्मू कश्मीर में अपना?
बीजेपी नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस के साथ अलायंस नहीं कर रही, आप कर रहे हैं।
बात करेंगे जम्मू कश्मीर की।
नहीं, बीजेपी ने नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस 2002 में अलायंस किए, 2014 में पीडीपी के साथ किए।
आप दलित रिजर्वेशंस खत्म क्यों कर रहे हैं? जम्मू और कश्मीर में जवाब दीजिए।
बिल्कुल भी नहीं खत्म होगी, बिल्कुल भी नहीं होगी। जो रह गए उनको रिजर्वेशन।
पासवान,
अरे आप तय करेंगे क्या? हम खत्म होने नहीं देंगे साहब, हम खत्म होने नहीं देंगे। अगर आरक्षण खत्म होगा तो हमारी लाश पे खत्म होगा। हम लिख के देते हैं आपको।
Ladies and gentlemen,
देखो, let me
viewers,
complete.
viewers now, viewers, I just have.
आपकी तो बात भी नहीं।
देखिए, ये बहुत बड़ा मुद्दा है, and I'm glad that we have picked it up. Viewers, Congress is a 100% hypocritical party. Rahul Gandhi has no clarity. Did you know that Rahul Gandhi went to Srinagar and he basically seems to have told Omar Abdullah that if you come to power, you can review Dalit reservations as long as you keep me a little away from it. But Rahul Gandhi, how can you be away from it? You are in an alliance with Omar Abdullah, which means you have agreed along with Omar and his father Farooq to review and maybe remove Dalit reservations in Jammu and Kashmir. And then you say you are there for caste rights. You aren't for caste rights, you are for yourself. You're a hypocrite. Now, I think the Congress party needs to put on record whether it agrees or disagrees with Omar Abdullah and Farooq Abdullah's plan to review Dalit reservations in Jammu and Kashmir. The answer to that question will be analyzed by us. Ladies and gentlemen, why the rest of the media has deliberately gone quiet on the injustice in Kolkata? When I'm back.
Time for a quick breather. Arnab will be right back with the debate.